So, check this out, people. Why is it that when people like me come along and tell you to get your profits, not to allow this opportunity to pass you by, the opportunity of GME and AMC both squeezing? This is a short squeeze, not a long squeeze. It's only going to happen for a short time. And if you don't take advantage of the situation, you're going to be left with an empty bag. Just ask all those people who are selling behind your back and ask everyone else like myself who is selling, because I'm not here for a cause. I'm not here for any movement. I'm not an ape. I've never been an ape. That ape nonsense doesn't fly with me. I got into the market to make money, not lose money. And if you didn't take advantage of the first squeeze 3 years ago and didn't take advantage of the second squeeze 3 years later, then you are now a two-time loser. Unfortunately, you were a loser 3 years ago and you are a loser again today, because you got these people coming onto my channel trying to disrespect me, right? When I tell people to sell at a profit, you can sell whenever you want, but you got to get your money. Because if you don't get your money, the very same people who tell you that the stock is going to the moon are going to sell behind your back. And then you got these people who diss Adam Aaron because he's a dick. I agree with that 100%. Adam Aaron waits for the stock to begin to run, and as soon as the stock begins to run, AMC, he starts to tweet or he starts to short the stock. That's what he does, right? And it seems to me like he's playing games with retail investors. It seems to me like he's a short seller and that he's on the side of those who are trying to short the stock. I could care less. I'm not here for AMC. I'm here for myself. But when you look at a CEO who owns a company or who's the chief executive officer of a company, you would think that he would look out for his investors, those who are invested in his company and helping his company grow. Instead, he waits for a run up to start tweeting and start shorting the stock. And then you have these GME followers who laugh and joke about Adam Aaron and the apes, right? Because that's what they do. They go after the apes, they disrespect the apes, and they say that AMC is not like GME. But now the CEO of GME, Ryan Cohen, is taking a play out of Adam Aaron's book, right? He waited for the stock to rally, for the stock to spike. And as soon as GME spiked, he announced that he's selling 45 million shares of GME, shorting the stock in the middle of a run while GME investors, not investors, but mooners, have been crying, GME to the moon. GME is going to the moon. So they didn't sell the first time when GME spiked. They didn't sell the first time. They were telling you to hold, to hold, to hold, to hold. That's what they do. They tell you to hold. They tell you to hold. And you, because you don't know no better, you listen to these idiots on YouTube who are yelling to the moon and telling you to hold, rather than you taking advantage of the second short squeeze and getting your money. But now you're a two-time loser because you bought into GME at the top before. And don't tell me you didn't, because the majority of those people holding GME today are at a huge loss. This is why they cannot sell. And they were waiting on this short squeeze to come along so that they can ride this wave up to the moon, or this rocket to the moon. And in the middle of it all, Ryan Cohen decides to short the stock. He didn't have to short it right then and there. He just had to announce that that's what he was going to do and cause the stock to tank. And now what? Now what? You people try to disrespect me for selling, for telling those people who are in GME and AMC to sell to get your profits. But when the CEO himself shorts the stock by 45 million shares, then you people are okay with that, right? You're okay with that. because you suck his sweaty balls, right? And when someone like me says to you, listen, this is not about Ryan Cohen, this is not about AMC, this is not about GME, this isn't about Adam Aaron, this is about you. This is about you getting your money. That's what this is about. And if you don't get your money because you think that these stocks are going to the moon, the very same people who are waiting for you to hold on to these stocks forever are simply betting on you that you will hold these stocks forever. They're betting on that so that they can take advantage of the situation when the situation arises. Why do you think they don't sell when the stock isn't doing as well? Why do you think they wait for opportunities like this? You don't think that Ryan Cohen has been waiting for this opportunity? You don't think he was waiting for this spike, for this run that those investors created on GME and AMC? You don't think he was waiting for this to sell, to short the stock in the middle of this run? And those who have been claiming that the stock is going to the moon, urging people to hold, to hold, to hold. There are people who bought in at the last minute. I've been watching videos, and there are people who bought in at $30. They FOMO'd in at $30. You got a millionaire who put in $500,000 on GME at $30, and who put another $500,000 on AMC, I believe, at $6, if not $8. And the stock right now is at 4 and change. And GME is at $21 already, because people FOMO into this nonsense rather than getting the stock at the bottom, riding it to the top and getting their money, taking their profits. Instead, they listen to these influencers who are now two-time losers because they didn't take advantage of the first spike on GME and the second one that just happened last week. This week, it hasn't even been a few days since GME squeezed and AMC. And already they've tanked. And when I tell people, get your money, you got these idiots, these clowns who think they could come on my channel and diss me. That's what they think. But they look stupid. And I'm sure they feel stupid too. Because this isn't about a cause. This isn't about Ryan Cohen. He doesn't give a fuck about you. You think he wakes up in the morning wondering what the apes are doing or what GME Mooners are doing? Do you think he gives a fuck? Do you think he gives a fuck about Morant's rants or any other GME pumper? Do you think he goes on YouTube and says, man, I love these guys. These guys are awesome. He don't give a fuck. He's here to get paid. He's here to bail his company out. That's what businessmen do. They're in the business of making money. And businessmen make money off the backs of retail. I know because I'm a businessman. I bought wholesale to buy low and then sell high to the consumer that wanted to buy the merchandise that I was selling. No one goes to New York to wholesale stores to buy in bulk, to drive a few states, to drive across New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Jersey, or wherever it is, with all of this merchandise to then give it away. Do you honestly think that Ryan Cohen is here for the cause? He's a businessman and he thinks like a businessman. The problem with GME investors and AMC investors is that you're not business minded. You don't think like a businessman. I'm a businessman and that's how I think. I'm in the business of making money. I'm in the business of buying low and selling high. I'm in the business of buying merchandise at a low price and selling it at least 5 times its worth, so that my time when I drive to New York, my time when I drive back to whatever state I'm living in now, I can get my money in return for that drive, for that merchandise, and my personal time that I put into all the work to get that merchandise so that I can then in turn get a profit. Instead, you guys do all the work while Ryan Cohen and Adam Aaron take profits and you hold on to your merchandise and not sell. And that doesn't make any sense to me. And so when I tell people get your profits, sell. Don't be stupid. You people come at me. You come at me. But how do you feel? How does it feel when you listen to these YouTubers telling you that a stock is going to the moon, and rather than you selling at a profit and then allowing the stock to tank and then buying the dip after you sold at the top, you buy the dip at the bottom and then you ride the wave again halfway up, because it's not going to do the same thing twice. Instead, you listen to these idiots, you hold at the top, the stock tanks, and then when it tanks, you buy the dip before you even sold at a profit. And you think you're averaging down. How the fuck are you averaging down when you didn't sell at the top and gain your profits? All you're doing is losing your money. Two-time losers, bro. Two fucking time losers. It shocks me. It shocks me. Because this tells me the mindset of Americans, the stupidity, the ignorance. This is why most Americans are the dumbest in the world, because in order for you to work at McDonald's here in the Philippines, you need a 2-year college degree. And most Americans have high school degrees, if that. And so they're not taught business. They don't learn how to buy and sell, how to buy low and sell high. They are not business minded. I learned from my brother. I learned from my older brother how to be business minded. I learned how to drive to New York, wholesale stores, go wholesaling, and then come back and sell what I just purchased in bulk at a higher price. Not to hold it, not to say I'm never going to sell, never going to sell. What the fuck is the point of you buying into GME if you're never going to sell? What is the point? You honestly think that GME is just going to go up and up and up and up and up and up and never come the fuck down? Is that what you people think? Because if that's what you think, you're fucking stupid. My daughter is the reason why I bought into AMC at $2.94, because I've been training her to buy and to sell, how to trade. I told her to start with $5 and work her way up. And just before AMC spiked, she sent me a text saying that she bought AMC at $2.92. And my message to her was, watch that stock, is very volatile. Keep an eye on it. And because I saw that it was so low, I took her lead. And I bought in at $2.94. She's an amateur, a novice investor, and knew exactly when to jump in and when to jump off. Because the very first thing I did when AMC went up to $10 was get on the phone and say to her, sell. Sell now, because the stock is about to tank. It's already dropped from $15 to $10 within minutes. So get your money now. And I don't understand these stupid games that these YouTubers are playing and all of this information that they give you, because they sound smart. They sound smart. But who's smart? A businessman that knows how to make the money, or a businessman that doesn't know how to get rid of the merchandise he does have and get a return on it? Because if you think that buying something and holding it to the moon or holding it forever means you're smart, you're the stupidest fucking person I've ever seen. Get your money, people.